Hexa versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer, let the hunt begin.
Dude, if I lose this, I'm gonna switch to my mage. That was fun to do, but I gotta kill it. Enough tapping. Now there's just all sorts of statistics showing up. Axillary Power says that, I heard this once, 90% of humans that have ever existed have died of malaria. I'm gonna look that up. What percentage of humans have died of malaria? Killed half the people who have ever lived. Jesus. It's on Fact or Myth. Let's read this.
Job's done.
No, total... Wow, turns out to be a hoax. Okay, not a hoax, but just one of those statistics. That's awesome. Oh my god. Did you know that 90% of people that have ever lived had green eyes? Isn't that crazy? So apparently that's, according to this thing that I glanced at briefly for a very short period of time, said, nope, ain't a thing. Should I be going for the face? Should I do the face as the place? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. People only believe facts if they sound kind of cool. Or people will believe something if it just sort of is kind of fun. Sort of exciting.
Did you bring some fish?
Like, I'm sure some of you saw this post the other day. About, is it pronounced GIF or GIF? And someone's like, GIF stands for, or GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format. Graphics Interchange Format. Therefore, it's GIF. Because I'm not gonna, on your birthday, give you a gift or rent the 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy. This thing, right? But the thing is that that's fun. That's a fun argument. Like, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's so stupid. And everyone goes, yeah, it felt stupid. Yeah. But that's actually a poor argument because almost any other acronym... Oh, I'm so sick. Almost any other acronym doesn't work that way. Like SCUBA was the example that someone used, which is like, the UBA stands for Underwater Breathing Apparatus. So it's not SCUBA, because underwater has the so SCUBA. Or excuse me, SCUBA.
What to do?
Because, like, that's just not how acronyms work, right? So it's pronounced SCUBA commonly. So the thing is, I know a lot of people who believe that GIF is pronounced GIF because it's graphics interchange format. And the basis of that argument is literally, oh yeah, am I gonna go rent Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, it's kind of fun to say, and that's what makes it feel real. I don't... Lava blast. Well played. My fang and claw. self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. We won! We won our game. Hey! Keys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5991. Hello. I am so excited for after the show to watch MasterChef. Let me tell you, I am tired. I am pooped. I am pooped out. Done this week, man.
Begin.
Who's ready to go huge? We're gonna go huge. We're gonna get the combo play. Combo play. Eagle Eye Sweet says the big question is how do you pronounce my name? Eagle Eyesly. Oh, it's little Eagle Eyesly. Little Eagle Eyesly. Alright, we're going huge. We're going for the Giganto Scavenger. Did you ever discuss the CSGO betting site scandal on stream? No, I didn't, Scarbane. And listen, Scarbane, you specifically are going to have to give me the prompt. Okay, look, I am not sitting up properly. Let me take my shoes off, because if I'm ever a little too hot on my feet, I struggle to focus. That's why when I am casting at events, I tend to take my shoes off. There it is. That's a lot better. I have cold shoes. I'm sitting up a little straighter. All the physiological things to give me the focus I need. Scarbane, let's talk about it. Awesome. Alright, how are we going to do this? We'll probably have to do this.
Job's done.
Job's done. Yes, me love. Am I wearing pants? I've never worn pants in the sunshine. I'm wearing pants, actually. What do you want, this Scarbane? Come on, lay it on me. I wanna be the very best streamer that there ever was. Oh, lately I've just been streaming. First off, does buying keys for cosmetic in-games item count as gambling? Oh my god, what an incredible question. Depends a lot on the definition of gambling that you have. It's gonna shoot the 4-1, no problem, too easy. See ya.
Mind if I roll need?
Rat! Oh, dude, I keep having a reason not to run that one out. The 5-9. It's obviously a chance-based activity, but here's the thing. I love gambling under any definition of the word gambling. I love gambling of all kinds. So, I just want everyone to know this bias. En avance. Let's get the Savannah Highman out there. Dr. 6. So does it count as gambling? Do I think it counts as gambling? That's a really interesting... Here's what I'm thinking in my head, because rather than actually give an opinion, I'm going to do one of my favorite things, which is to think aloud. Look, I'm just going to get the damn hyena out. Because here's an argument that someone could make. You're putting in money, and because there's any chance involved in the outcome, that's gambling. Putting money in on a chance of an expectation.
Let's make magic.
It's a reasonable comment, and someone could go, no, 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 that doesn't constitute gambling because we just don't know if it's going to, if there's no money involved in the win or loss, it's not gambling. I've heard people make this claim before. Okay, well, if there needs to be money involved, then I can start to understand this. You're putting a money bet in, and then there is a money probabilistic outcome that comes out of it. The thing is, in the case of a lot of the stuff that's been happening in the Counter-Strike community lately, I know this is where a lot of... Well, we did it.
Come to low. Job's done.
It's okay. I know a lot of people would say, well, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Trains of thought are bad. I can understand the argument of, okay, if you're putting money in and then there's a chance of winning money out, that's when it becomes gambling. So in this way, if I... I'm trying to think of anything that doesn't have that property. Yeah, I mean... So very quickly,
I wonder.
in the CS:GO skin case, we'd say, well, there is a secondary market, so you're putting in money for a chance to win something that then has money associated with it. So, New Sunshine, you say, I know Sean's deep in thought and he doesn't care, but he missed lethal. I would say I technically missed lethal, but I didn't really miss it, because if that's an ice block, I think that this line of play is better. I could have deadly shotted to avoid a counterspell and then shot him, but I just like this play a lot more. There's this, because here's an argument that I have heard people make before, and they make it like super. It's totally obvious, and fuck you for thinking otherwise. Like, I've heard the statement, well, look, you're putting money in. There's a chance element. I don't know what happened. Putting money in, there's a chance element, then you're getting something worth money out of it. Therefore, this is obviously gambling. But here's the thing that I think is really tricky about this definition, is that if you make that argument, there's a real problem with the question, what is the value of the skin? The value of skin is determined by other people, right? If no one gave a fuck about CS:GO skins, and they were at most 5 cents each, that is the most that they were. That's the most that anyone would ever be willing to pay for a skin in CS:GO. Then suddenly you're putting in $250 for a max return of 5 cents. Is it gambling now? And there's also problems with this definition where, you know, if you pay money on a Beanie Baby, you pay, you know, I don't know how much Beanie Babies pay, $5 for a Beanie Baby. But what's the value of that Beanie Baby? What's that? So I've heard someone go down this line of reasoning where because the value of certain sentimental-ish or cosmetic objects is very like other people defined. It doesn't have a real value. It's not like you're putting in $2.50 and then you're literally getting $15 back, or sometimes literally getting 5 cents back. You're getting something that is arbitrarily valued by people at an amount that happens to exist. So what would be the difference between me purchasing a Beanie Baby versus me opening a CSGO crate? Well, with the Beanie Baby, when I buy the Beanie Baby, I'm getting exactly what I'm paying for, which is an object. But for many things that are collectibles, there's a large speculation market. Like literally almost anything collectible has a financial speculation market associated with it.
Let the hunt begin.
So I guess... So continuing my Sean Plot Think Aloud thing. So I guess the problem that people struggle with is the... Is the random component. Here's something that is true. Here's something that is true in my Think Aloud, okay? In my Think Aloud, probabilistic events fuck with people's heads so badly. Humans suck at dealing with probabilistic events. Here is the simplest probabilistic event that everyone knows about. A guy has a crush on a pretty girl. Aww. Small children outside in the hallway. A guy has a crush on a pretty girl. Aww. So what does he do? He gets her some pretty flowers. He says some sweet things and he asks her on a date. This is a probabilistic event. For some people, this results in a date happening. For other people, this results in a date not happening. For some people, this results in a date not happening and the girl going, ew, and making the guy feel a little bad about himself. And there's a range of possibilities. And of course, everyone's heard that guy who's like, I bought her all the right things and said all the right things and she doesn't want, why? Because people want to have this, I have an input, and then this output happens. Similarly, in poker, I'm all in. I have an 80% chance to win. Yeah, I lost. Oh, and it's just like you can't even handle it. It's like their brain implodes. Or, as I've talked about before, I have friends who are smart people, genuinely smart friends. And they just cannot process mathematical objective analysis of probabilistic events. Well, I called with ace-king pre-flop because I wanted to see if I would hit an ace on the flop. But now I can fold because I missed the ace. No, just, you have 11 big blinds. You should re-raise all in. What is this? No, but what if I don't hit the ace? Well, you have fold equity, and you're likely ahead right now. And this will increase the probability of you getting into the money in this tournament sufficiently so that it's the correct point. Or the correct decision. I'll just trade. So what I want to do is I want to do this, this. So, probabilistic things really fuck with people's judgment a lot, like a whole lot. It just really ruins their judgment. So, I feel like if I look at CSGO skins, the fact that you put in the money and then there's a random roll and then you maybe get a thing, this is just like programmatically gonna mess with people's heads.
Mind if I roll need?
Mind if I roll blue? Snakes! Hit him in the face. Enster says, you're using rational agents, you can't use rational agents. The original question is CSGO gambling? Turn by that guy. I don't know. I feel like the entire reason I'm hesitating is I just don't know what the proper definition of gambling is. So the way that we can still answer the question while circumventing this problem is we can say, what do I think is the possible concerning component?
Baby.
That's really fucking interesting. I've never spent a really long time just trying to answer that basic question. Is paying money to open a crate a form of gambling?
Do you like to play with fire?
And he's just gonna cast another spell and I'm gonna die. It's gonna be like a shield block or something real bad for us too. Don't slam it. No. Done you last turn, I'll never do it again. This is a pretty nice hand for bursting him. Let's imagine for a moment that it was not tradable. That you put the thing in. I guess I'd call it. Oh, GG. I guess I'd call it a little manipulative. I guess it's a little manipulative. This guy played way better than I was. He totally deserves the win, but what do you know? Let's not say it's manipulative. It's, let's imagine it's pay $250. No, manipulative is not. Here's what I was gonna say, but I think this is a very weak point. It's manipulative because if I'm paying $250 to open a crate at a chance of getting a thing,
Let the hunt begin.
then I'm very likely to put in a lot more. But that's just, like, manipulative. That's so stupid, because I would do that. I would, if skins were not tradable in CSGO, you had to just open the crate. It's the only way to get it. I would do it. And I'd love doing it. I would enjoy it. And if I got an epic thing, I would tell all my friends and derive a huge amount of enjoyment from that. The reason that someone would say that it's manipulative to do that is because you can't pay money and get what you want. You pay money and then you have the bet, so you don't get what you want. But then there's the question of, what's the experience of the bet? I would rather engage in a moment of gambling and maybe get the thing I want, but maybe not, than pay money to get the thing. I would much rather do that because I value this experience of chance and probability very highly. I really enjoy that.
So many possibilities.
I want to say no. I want to say no. I don't think that the act of paying money to open a thing is gambling. It's chance-based, and you're getting something of value out of it, but the value is along a different axis than the input. God, this all seems so artificial.
You shall not pass.
This is, I'm not even really that satisfied with my position at all. I don't know, I guess I think this, whatever. No, it doesn't matter, whatever. I think a real problem I have is that gambling is used as a negative thing. Just the word itself has a negative connotation. It has a negative connotation, and it's awfully not fucking specific. The word gambling is just... It doesn't have a precise definition. That's the problem. It's like going to someone and saying, are you ethical?
Mind if I roll need?
I don't know. That's actually just a poorly defined question. That's just a shittily defined question. That's my answer. The way it was stated is shit. So I think that these... Okay, here's what I'm going to come to. I believe in actual, precise, clear statements, not, you know, when people get into metaphysical bullshit where they're just like, but the nature of being a gambler is simply risk versus reward, because that's such a broad definition. That makes literally everything gambling. Eating a taco is gambling because you don't know if it's full of ammonia or not, right? You're pretty sure, but you don't know it's a risk. The reward is the flavor, and the risk is death, possibly by ammonia. It's very easy to feel like there is a reasonable, easy, quick, no problem definition.
What you want?
It can be stated swiftly. think this is okay to do. So I think that my goal is not to actually define the word gambling, something that gets us anywhere, because people will just debate that. I think that what I would say is that the randomness / probability outcomes with monetary input are very difficult to process and understand. And as a result, this makes it very dangerous to put in the hands of children and young people, right? Already grown adults suck at understanding probabilistic events. And if you have money as an input and then some desire as an output, people are going to misanalyze this and make incorrect decisions because it's just hard to understand. And humans love to do that shit. Hey, cool. Let's get huge. Oh my god, that felt so good. Who has the Sea Giant now? Yeah, I think that's what I'd say. I think it's that. I think it's that probability. It's the fact that there's a probabilistic output based upon a fixed input, and that fixed input is money. And that's what's really the danger. That's what's the real danger. Because now we don't even have to say... A lot of people hear what I say and they go, that is the definition of gambling. And I'd be like, doesn't fucking matter. We don't need a definition for gambling. We can say that these sort of probabilistic events, where you put money in, get money out, that is the problem. Now, for instance, like, if I am... gosh, I was just playing Final Fantasy VII, and I got to the Gold Saucer. And if you watched my stream last Friday, you saw that there were a couple things that were chance-based that I could have spent money on that I was like, geez, I'm going to spend all my money here, right? The money in Final Fantasy VII is not real financial currency, but still, I'm like, oh, I want to put that money in to get that GP. Come on, right? I want it. I happen to understand what's happening very well, but I still really, really, really enjoy that. So, would we say that those mechanisms in the Golden Saucer are unethical, or amoral, or gambling, or are they not? And I would say that I would probably wind up spending a whole bunch of gil there. Right, Sheriff? Meow. Yeah, that taught her. I don't know, maybe I don't even agree with my previous argument. Maybe just the issue is, it is a very tempting system, and it's very easy to spend money. Maybe that's actually what the issue is. Nope, I think... Ladies and gentlemen, I have hit upon the issue. I think that if there is anything that is sufficiently enjoyable, but also sufficiently easy to spend money on, it is very important that if there is a young person who does not understand financial responsibility, such as 13-year-olds, there should probably be some sort of safeguard measure in there. I'd probably be, again, I'm making a very soft point. And the reason, that the thing that made me back off from almost everything I've said is, I grew up in an era where most people did not have easy to access internet, where the internet was kind of new. And so I know kids that bought EverQuest and would play EverQuest on their phone line and rack up a charge of like $3,000 in a month. And their parents would flip their shit at their kid. Sheriff, stop fucking meowing! Tss. Tss. That's right, she hates that noise. Tss. Kid would spend $3,000 and the parent would be like, what? Oh my god! Right? Now, is it useful to define that as gambling or not gambling? No, it doesn't matter. Should I say that EverQuest is in some way unethical? No. It's just a game. But it was a situation in which someone was capable of spending an absolute metric shitload of money easily, and there's probably a safeguard that should be put in place. I think there's the issue with the money going out. So I'm not saying that there's anything unethical or immoral or bad or wrong. It's just more objectively stated as a money issue. I think that's my point. Boy, that was not that exciting. I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted me to be like, I think CSGO skin gambling is terrible! Oh! Children! Oh my god, getting them addicted! I mean, I'm someone who has... Oh god, you don't even want to hear my stories of gambling. Oh, I love to gamble. Yeah. I don't have, like, vicious gambling debt. I don't have this huge issue where I'm struggling to survive because I'm putting all my money on betting. Gambling for me is a purely joyful and wonderful and rewarding activity. But when we come back in part 3, we'll talk about the idea of CSGO lotteries. Ooh. Ooh! Because all I've talked about is whether I think the $250 for the crate is an issue.